Krásny deň všetkým priateľom športu, vítajte pri sledovaní ďalšieho čerstvého vydania relácie v športovom SITE. Dnes sa budeme venovať fightingu, budeme sa venovať scéne menom MMA. Naše pozvanie prijal, dá sa povedať, že legionár spoza mora z Washingtonu, rodák Gustavo Lopez, ktorý takisto mal za sebou 4 zápasy aj v organizácii v tej najslavnejšej UFC, veľa ďalších úspechov v rámci svojej kariéry, no a už vyše roka žije na Slovensku, takže sme ho odchytili a budeme mať, verím, že veľmi príjemný pokec v súvislosti s fightingovou, s bojovou scénou na Slovensku. Welcome, Gustavo, here in Slovakia. Welcome in our studio.
Thank you.
Would you like to speak Slovak or English?
English. I only know a few words in Slovak, and I don't understand majority of everything.
maybe next year when we will come.
Hopefully, yes. I need to find someone to teach me how to speak Slovak.
I told other viewers that you are a successful fighter. You have 4 matches in UFC. Yeah. But firstly, I would like to ask you about your beginnings in fighting in America.
Yeah, in the beginning, when I first started fighting, I never thought I was gonna fight. I was never into fighting or anything like that. I boxed a little bit when I was younger, but I wrestled. I was a good wrestler, and the way I started was friends of mine was like, "Hey, come to the gym, help us with your wrestling." They're usually strikers, and I was helping people with their wrestling. There's one guy I was helping that he had a fight. He's like, "Oh, can you come corner me? Can you come be at my match?" And I'm like, "Of course." We get ready, we go to the fight, and right before the day he's gonna fight, the co-main event of the whole event dropped out. So they're like, "Hey, Gustavo, you wanna fight?" Like, it was an amateur, so things like that happen all the time. And I'm like, "Sure, let's go." Jokingly, I said yes, thinking like, there's no way you're gonna let me fight somebody on a 2-hour notice. They're like, "Yeah, come on, here's your gloves. And I'm like, oh, nervous, scared. I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen? I'm gonna fight somebody? I walk in there, gloves, everything ready. 7 seconds, I walk in, I throw one left hook, he drops. I'm like, I love this. This is something I want to do for the future. And then it just kept going. I got connected with Miesha Tate, Brian Caraway in Washington. Miesha Tate's a former world champion for the UFC, and she's just been a big mentor and guidance through my career. We were training in Washington, helped her become a Strikeforce World Champion, and then I moved to California to go to school. And when I graduated, they gave me a call like, "Hey, you should come to Vegas."
You were on Stanford University?
No, Menlo College. Stanford was the school right next to it. I got offered to go to Stanford, and when I was in high school, but my dad died when I was in high school, so I kind of didn't want to leave my parents. So I went to the local community college, got a full ride. They paid me very well to be there. And after I wrestled there, I got offered to go to Menlo College. It's like the sister school of Stanford, one of the best business schools in America, top 5. And when I wrestled there, we wrestled Stanford. I beat their guy, and they're like, "I remember you. We tried to get you." I'm like, "Yeah, well, it didn't work out." But it worked out. I think overall things happen for a reason. And after I graduated, I moved to Las Vegas. Then my career started from there. I took a short notice fight, fought for Combate Americas, won a 5-6 winning streak, won the world title. No, took a short notice fight for the world title, lost a short fight. We fought again, and then I knocked him out, and then I won the world title for Combate. I defended it against some other guy in Nevada, Joey Roquette, knocked him out in the first round, and then I got offered to go into the UFC on a 24-hour notice.
You mentioned wrestling history. Mm-hmm. How wrestling helped background of wrestling? How do you help on next year of your career?
Everything. My overall fighting style is being pressure, going forward, and controlling people. It's where I thrive. My style should be pressure forward and get people to the ground, or just ground and pound them. I'm one of the best in the world. I have no doubt that I could fight against anyone in the world, because I know this because I train with the best. I've trained with world champions, and I've win or do very well. And again, this practice is different than the fight, but I'm able to compete and train with all these world champions, and I know I'm like at that level. So it's about putting in the work, getting the right opportunity, and take these fights.
And how do you see your fighting career in UFC? 4 matches, 2020 and 2021. Why is this organization so good, so big for all the world people?
Because it's the best in the world. The UFC is absolutely the best promotion-wise in the world. If you fight for the UFC, you are in the NFL, the big league of fighting. Even though there's other promotions that pay better, when you make it to the UFC, it's for a reason. They don't just bring in anybody to come in. You have to have a winning record. You have to be marketable. Everything needs to be right for you to get a call. When I got a call to get to the UFC, it was during the pandemic, and I literally got called 24 hours before the weigh-ins, and I had to fight Marab, that's the current world champion now, on a 1-day notice. Like,
how do you enjoy it against Marab?
It was fun. It was so much fun. Me and him are friends now. We're training partners back in Washington. I'm back in Nevada. We trained a little bit. Came to Extreme Couture, 10 Planet, where we did jiu-jitsu. Great guy. I'm very happy for his success, and we stay in touch on social media. And I'm happy to see he's doing so well.
Which fight or win is maybe something like turning point of your career? Marab?
Marab was a good one, but it wasn't. If I would have beat him, it would have been a great one. But at the time, Marab was just on his way coming up. I think when I won my first world title, made a big impact in my life. All the hard work, that's what we're talking about at the time, like 9 years of training to eventually become a world champion. It's a title that you get that everybody in the world wants. We work hard to become the champion, and it's very few people just don't understand the struggles and the adversities you have to become to be ready for that kind of opportunity. Everybody wants to be the best, and when you get the opportunity, are you able to thrive and be ready to those kind of fights? Luckily, I surrounded myself with the right people. Have some great coaches in Nevada. I surrounded myself with some great teammates. Like I said, Misha Tate has been a great mentor and training partner for me. I have all the coaches back home that just helped me get so much better, and just blessed to have all these friends, and now friends that for me they're just normal people. But when I take a step back and I'm like, wow, this is Misha Tate. Oh my God, wow. I got to train with Joseph Benavidez, and I got to train with this great coach, Eric Nixon, and like stepping back, I'm like, wow, these guys are amazing people. And for me, they're just a friend of mine that got close and able to help me become a better fighter and a better person.
Yes, and what is the most challenging part of preparing for the match? Mentally, physically?
Mentally. Physically, I always say, physically, you just got to put in the work. One of the things I talked about in my seminar this weekend was things work out for me because they were easy for me. They were easy because I made the right choices. I made the right choice. It was easy for me to wake up and go put in the work. It was easy for me to go and learn these things because I enjoyed it. But I told these guys this weekend it's easy not to. It's easy not to wake up early. It's easy to eat bad when you should be eating healthy. It's easy to go have fun in the weekend when you should be preparing for your next fight. I surrounded myself with the right people, and I made the right choices, and everything just fit perfectly because I wanted it that way. It was easy for me because I made the right choices. And I think in life and in anything, these things become easy when you enjoy it. And I loved it. I always told people, I wake up in the morning on Monday and I'm so excited because I get to go and get better and learn and help others. And I know so many friends of mine that they're like, Monday's coming, and like, oh, Monday's coming. I have to go do these things that I hate. But they need to because we all have to have a living.
In my opinion, very important are 2 hours before the match. How you take the sharp before the match? What do you do 2 hours before match?
2 hours before a match, I meditate. I put my mind in the right state of mind. I have this device called Brain Tap that I usually use, and it helps me get in these great alpha state when I'm focused and getting ready to fight. That helps a lot, visualizing what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it. throughout the whole training camp, and then even especially right before the fight, I'm thinking how they're gonna move, what I'm gonna do, and when I step into the ring, everything just works out.
In the sports world is most important pressure, and to handle with the pressure. What help you?
Enjoying the process. Enjoying the process and being fascinated of how life comes out and how fights come out. You know, you'll notice in a lot of my fights I smile. And people are like, why is this crazy guy smiling and he's in a fight? But I'm fascinated about this life that I choose to be in. I'm fascinated that I'm able to do all these amazing things and fight these crazy things because I enjoy it. I love it. I'm not in there fighting because I'm mad or angry with these people. It's just it's a career that I chose that makes me happy, and I'm able to challenge myself. And even when things are looking bad, I'm smiling because I know, things are gonna work out at the end.
And do you have some hobbies which help you to keep grounding? Music or something like this?
Yeah, I listen to music. Lately, my hobby has been spending time with my son. I enjoy just lately being a father and just watching him grow and teaching him how to move, and it's exciting. More habits are just going doing jiu-jitsu and just going and sharing my knowledge with friends, and going out and doing these seminars. It's just sharing my knowledge and my experience has bring me so much joy that I love doing it. And other than loving to do it, I also benefit from it so much because I'm rehearsing and visualizing what things should be working, and I can see while I teach, we have to change this. And throughout the years, I've noticed that we have to change things even more because everybody learned it. So I teach people a different way. Because I don't teach just MMA, jiu-jitsu, I teach MMA. And lately when I go to places like, I've never seen this. It's because it's MMA. It's not just jiu-jitsu. And people need to learn how to combine things into one, not just everything separately.
You are a member of the MMA community for years. What's the future of MMA because of in sports world is dynamic in all the sports? What about MMA?
It's going to grow. It's growing. I fully believe that the future for me is going to be so much bigger. There's kids now that I've been seeing and that I taught grow up. They're so talented. So talented. I'm excited. And hopefully I'm done fighting before these kids become professionals because they're good. They're incredibly good, and it's gonna be a bigger future. As big as soccer and boxing and football is, MMA is gonna get as big as it. And hopefully, all the people that are coming up also get paid the right amount, because the fighters are not getting paid what they should be, especially as a world champion or as a professional athlete.
Gustavo, let's speak about why you are in Slovakia. A lot of our viewers are asking himself why this guy live in Slovakia. Tell the reason.
The reason is I met this amazing girl. I was in New York, and I met this amazing girl. We got connected, and it was absolutely amazing. And when she eventually moved back to Slovakia, and then I went back to Nevada, and then eventually we ended up reconnecting when I won my world title. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to be going to Europe now. So we met up on one of the press conference. We got connected again, and it just changed my life. Realized that where I was going to have a fight, that where she lived was only like a 4-hour train ride. So I'm like, I flew earlier. I got on the train. I got the train for 4 hours to go spend with her, and then just being with this woman kind of just changed my life. And it gave me more purpose to just continue to grow and be a better person. And it has brought me so much joy. And now it's brought me a son. His name is Sky. That his smile just changed my life. And I've told people, like, I've won world titles, and the excitement of winning a match and winning a world title is great. But watching your kid smile walking in, no comparison. I'll change all these world titles for watching my kids smile. Just
I think she will be very happy when we'll see this interview.
It really changed my life. And one of the things after one of my fights that I've lost, I got into this more mental stuff, because I realized mental health has been so important for people, and it needs to be more important now because of the pandemic and everybody's into depression, and just you could change your state of mind by just physically thinking and being better. And based on your situation, yes, it's bad, but there's so much people out there worse. I walk around and I'm thinking like, oh, my life is not that great. I want all these more things, and I look outside and I'm like, there's homeless people everywhere, and their life is so much worse. You know, you have to be grateful of what you have now to make your life even better. You know, you see these like, wow, hey, I got a place to live. I have a car I could drive home. I got food on the table. We have to be more grateful for the things that we have, because there's people that don't have, you know, where they're gonna eat the next day, and we don't think about stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, we just like, I want better food. This house it's okay. I want something bigger, and we don't sit back and be like, hey, I got a home. I get to spend, you know, that I'm safe. You know, I got food on the fridge. My family's healthy. My family's healthy. You know, we have to be more grateful, and I think that's the biggest reason why I smile so much. Everybody's like, why are you so happy all the time? Because I'm grateful for all the things that I have, and I'm able to share this knowledge and other information, and it makes me happy knowing these things that, you know, that things are good, and I know things are going to get better, but I'm grateful for what I have now.
You mentioned very, very nice living here in Slovakia, but if I will say my wife that we can go to live in America, she will be happy.
We're on, yeah.
Yeah. Your decision after the year you live here, was it good?
Yeah,
Good choice?
I think it was a good choice. We have a place in America. You know, we rent it out. We were able to live in both places. But right now, I think we opened up this wellness center here in Slovakia, and we're really focused on building it up, because the wellness center is meant for to heal the body, but also heal the mind, and we want to help more people. So we have these devices and all these to help the body heal, and we need people. We're trying to help people with their mental health here in Slovakia. We know it's a good, you know, it's a good investment to be able to help people, because everybody that I met here are dealing with depression and dealing with stuff like this, and we want to be able to help. So we created this facility called Body Station Studio that we invested all this money and time in to try to help people. But the biggest thing is we need more awareness. We need more people to know about it, to understand that your mental health is super important and you need to invest in it. A lot of people is like, yeah, I'll do that later. I got to do this now. But if you understand that if you are in a better state of mind mentally, your physical state's better. You're able to do more things, and you're able to help your family even more. You know.
Mentality of Slovak people is complicated, in my view. What was your most difficult for you to live in Slovakia? Some culture difficulties?
Yeah, the culture. The culture is a little bit different, but I think a lot of people are just mentally just aggressive. Not aggressive, but like they're stuck in a certain way. You know, mental health, it's important, but people want to just be physically better. But they don't understand that without your mind being right, you can't take care of your body. You're stressed and you're worried and you're thinking about all these things that you need to fix, but
you're speaking about me.
I'm not thinking about it. I'm thinking about everybody. I'm speaking about myself, you know. I get in a state of mind too that I'm worried about stuff and this and that, and I'm like, you have to be grateful for what you have, and you're in a better state of mind. And then when you have that better state of mind, our body is vibration. So you get more positive energy, and you attract more positive into your life. If all you think about is, oh, this is horrible, this is bad, this is negative stuff, my life is horrible, your brain and your body doesn't understand that those images that you're talking to yourself, that it's real or not real. So, and your body's gonna attract what you put out. If you put out negativity, more negativity is gonna come into your life. Like, I can never get this job, and you just won't get it. But if you always talk positive, you always do the right things, and you work hard towards what you want in a positive state of mind, all these things just start coming. You're like, I'm like, for me, I'm a world champion. I'm gonna be the best. And when I go to these fights, I win. You know, majority of the time I'm doing great and things will work out. And also in just life, like, you know, I'm gonna make these sales. I'm gonna meet these people. You know, I recently was talking to one of my friends, like, you know, I want to do more interviews. I want to get more awareness. And then boom, here we are doing an interview and able to share my story more to people. And it's that positivity and that great vibration that I put out that comes back in.
When we have mentally problems here in Slovakia, some people go to restaurant, go on beer. What do you think about our beer and then food and city life?
I love the food. I love the food. I love the. I don't drink that much. I'll have a little bit of wine. I tried the beer here and I like it, but I also don't. There's a time and place for, you know, these vices. You know, are you drinking just to enjoy yourself a little bit, or are you trying to get drunk to get away from all the drama that you have in your life? A lot of people, they drink because they want to escape their reality. When I drink, it's because I want to be social with a friend and we're just having a good time. But before I used to drink a lot to get drunk. Now I drink just to be social and to enjoy a little bit.
The question was just about the quality of our beer.
I like the beer though. The beer is good.
And what about the foods? Halušky, you know, some.
I'm not sure about the names, but I love all the food here. The food has been amazing. There's a little market by where I live. I get fresh fruit, fresh vegetables every day, and I absolutely love it. Nutrition is a big thing in my life, so being able to go down to the supermarket and all these fresh markets to get great food, it's incredible.
Gustavo, perfect speaking, but we have just one question about your future, about your plans. What are your plans on next months, years?
By next month, next year, we're focused on the body station. We're gonna grow it, make it better. We're planning on doing a big conference to introduce Brain Tap into the community and to help more people. And I got some fights lined up. We're talking with a couple of different promotions to get a couple more fights in. And I'm just gonna continue to do some more seminars and do some more privates and help more of the community, because sharing my knowledge and helping others has been the biggest part of my life and brings me the most joy. And if I'm able to help more people, I'm gonna be happy.
And is there some chance to go back to MMA, or door are closed for
No.
you? You are 35?
Yes, yeah. The door's not closed. The door's never closed. The excitement from MMA always brought me some excitement. So I might be fighting soon. You know, I was thinking doing maybe some boxing, do some promotion stuff out here. I think Fight Night Challenge is something that someone talked to me about. So I just met the owners, so maybe we do something with them. And, you know, Octagon and PML is, you know, I'm friends with the owners. I'm friends with the matchmakers. So if the right opportunity comes up, I'm always ready to fight.
Gustavo, thank you. You are a perfect guest. I hope we will have a meeting next year.
Hopefully.
Thank you for coming. Finger crossed to go back to MMA. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ďakujem aj všetkým televíznym divákom, ktorí sledovali náš fightingový rozhovor, ale myslím si, že bol veľmi podnetný aj z hľadiska ďalších tém, ktoré sme prebrali. Ďakujem vám ešte raz a o týždeň sme tu znova s ďalším hosťom. Majte sa pekne.
Ďakujem.